there was one exercise that you could do that would transform your drawing skills, would you want to know about it? So art teachers have this really annoying habit of saying, oh, just draw what you see. And you think, I am drawing what I'm seeing and it still doesn't look like the subject. Well, that's all to do with the left and the right hand side of your brain. And the exercise that will really rewire your brain is drawing your subject upside down. Sounds weird, hey? It comes from this wonderful book called Drawing on the Right Side of Your Brain by Betty Edwards, which was written back in the 1970s and is still a wonderful book. So if you can get hold of it, do. The idea is that you draw your subject upside down, and that takes away all your years of knowledge of the subject that you're drawing and helps you see it with fresh eyes. I want to show you how I use this technique to get a likeness in a portrait. My name's Liz Chadderton and I'm a watercolour artist based in Berkshire. Each week I bring you a tip or a trick that I wish I'd known about ages ago. And this week it's how to improve your drawing skills with one simple exercise. Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain by Betty Edwards is an absolutely amazing book, and one of the amazing exercises in this one of drawing upside down. And she says that by drawing something upside down, it totally switches from your left side analytical part of the brain that says, I am drawing a head, I'm drawing hands, I'm drawing arms, I know what they look like. Eyes, do not believe what you're seeing, just listen to me. That's what your brain says. And instead you go over to the right side of the brain, which is all about creativity, form and line and volume. I want to use that with this picture, which is something that I'm painting as part of my 30 Faces 30 Days challenge. And lovely, very happy looking older gentleman. And I want to have a go at drawing him upside down. So we put him upside down. I've got a piece of watercolour paper here because I am going to be painting him. And what I want to look at first of all is the negative shape, so the shape that goes round him. If you're doing this exercise, it is best that your piece of paper is the same size as your reference, just to start with, because that just makes life a little easier. And by, say, putting it upside down, your brain says, oh, right, I'm drawing lines. Don't know what they are, but I'm just going to see them as they are. I am going to draw lines rather than thinking, oh, I'm going to draw, you know, here, it's his hair, his ear, his whatever. And it makes it so much easier to get your proportions right, your angles right, and so forth. She says, mucking up. My paper isn't quite the same size. I really should listen to my own advice, shouldn't I? Just look there. Now, if I was drawing it up the right way, I would probably find this quite hard because he's got this weird thing under his chin. And maybe I think, oh, no, that my analytical brain would be going, well, that's not right. That's a bit weird. But instead, I just draw it, and we'll keep doing this until we get to the end. We can see his glasses are on an angle, and I know they're glasses because I can see that upside down, but potentially if I was doing it the right way up, I might be very tempted to put them straight. Just, it's little things like that, and this tricks your brain. So if you struggle to draw and to draw faces, or you're struggling with any sort of drawing, if you can turn your reference upside down, then it may well transform the way you see things. Sadly, if you're drawing from life, you can obviously not turn your person upside down, but there you go. You can also use this effect to test and to check out your own drawings. So if you're looking at something or you're painting and you think, oh, there's something wrong with that, then by turning it upside down, it often becomes really obvious, because again, it tricks your brain to see what's really there rather than what your brain thinks is there. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to really, you know, as an art teacher, you say things like, just draw what you see. And that's really tricky. This helps you see. And once you see, the more you see, the more you look, the more you see, and the more you know and understand, then the more accurate you're going to be. So I'm just coming over to what I do know is a second eye. It's probably best that you don't even label it in your head by saying it. You probably start engaging that naughty left side of your brain. But I do know, I've done that too low, haven't I? So I just need to look. That's the line. Then I need another line. There we go. So you can see, you know, if you've got some of those relationships wrong, and that's good because you are actually looking and seeing what's going on. And I know that when I'm drawing, the area that I really struggle with is always that between the nose and the mouth. I don't know why, I always do it far too small, and I'm hoping this will help me solve that as well. His shirt really doesn't matter, but I'll just put those lines in. Now, that's interesting. I have totally left out his ear. This ear. I mean, it's such an odd shape. And I didn't see it as an ear, so it kind of got left out. Isn't that funny? But luckily I've spotted it. I did put that one in there, good. Highlight there. Another good tip, I talked about the negative space around the head and drawing that shape to start with. If you're not sure where to put your irises, the negative space around the iris is great. So if you actually draw the shape of the bit of the white of the eye that you can see, de facto you get the iris in the right position. It's very squinty, this eye, isn't it? Let's just put a bit more in for these glasses. Just get that. Right, the moment of truth is to turn him up the other way and see what we think. Let's turn him the right way up and have a look. How did we do? And of course, at this point, of course, you can adjust things that if you need to. But did I get those proportions right? Do you know, I think I probably have. We've got his ear in. Might need to take a bit off that hair. Got the shape, we've got the forehead. Might just need to rub out a few lines here. Maybe make this eye a little smaller. Of course you can adjust those, but we've got the rough gist of what's going on. We've tricked our brains into really seeing, and now we can carry on from there. Have a go and let me know how you get on. Thought you might like to see the portrait I did after having done that initial sketch. So I made this gentleman very colourful, deliberately, because I think we often make older people sort of grey and boring, and of course they've got that richness of experience and life. I hope you can use the idea of upside down drawing to really improve your drawing skills and to use it in whatever subject you are drawing.